In this video, I'm going to give you some golden IELTS tricks that are not commonly discussed, but they can definitely give you a real edge. First of all, let's start with the listening section. You should predict the answer type. Before listening, ask yourself what kind of answer is needed. For example, is it going to be a number or name or date? This primes your brain to focus on the right detail. The second tip, focus on synonyms. IELTS listening often rephrases the question. If the question asks about advantages, the audio might say benefits. The third tip, beware of distractors. Speakers often correct themselves or add extra detail. For example, it costs $50. Oh no, sorry, it's actually $40. Write only the final answer. And the fourth tip, always write something. If you're unsure, make an educated guess. There's no penalty for wrong answers. Now, how about the speaking section? Speak until stopped. In part 1 and part 3, give detailed answers. The examiner will stop you if needed. Silence or overly brief answers will hurt your fluency score. And also try to buy time with fillers. If you need to think, use phrases like, that's an interesting question, or let me think about that for a moment. And third tip about speaking, use intonation and stress. Speak naturally, emphasize keywords, and don't sound robotic. Last but not the least, tell a story in part 2. Use the 1-minute preparation to plan a mini story. Stories are easier to speak about fluently and keep the examiner engaged. Now, there are some extra tips that I'm going to give you. I call them secret weapons. First of all, predict the speaking topics. Common themes include education, environment, technology, or culture. Prepare a bank of ideas and examples for these. Second tip, check the word count. In writing, try to practice the slightly above the minimum word count. For example, 170 for task 1, 270 for task 2, to avoid penalties. And the third tip, learn chunk phrases. Native-like expressions such as what I mean is, or to put it simply, they can definitely impress the examiner. And the fourth tip, simulate stress. Practice in noisy or distracting environment to prepare for test day conditions.